A little bit of a demo for businesses to claim their business listing on Google. For a long time, you could actually get away with ranking and doing fairly well without even owning your business listing on Google. It was out there ranking. If your name, address, and phone was accurate, it didn't matter so much. People could leave reviews on there without you owning it. But in the last several months, Google, in an attempt to try to provide as much information on the actual search results page as possible, sort of keeping people from even going to your website, is trying to get more and more information on your business page, and a lot of that stuff is factored into whether you rank or not. So it's getting very important to actually own your business listing and do some things with it, such as adding service descriptions, your business description. People can ask questions directly on your business listing that you'll want to answer. There are posts now available where it's sort of like social media, where you post information and links to your website. Those expire after 7 days, so you need to keep posting once a week. A lot of other things on there that you want to make sure, and I'm sure more is to come because Google is all in on making the Google My Business listing more important and critical to being a business owner than ever. So today I'm going to show you how to claim your listing if you don't own it. You will need a Google account to do so, and this will not show you how to create a Google account, but if you don't have one, it'll sort of force you to do that. But that's a fairly straightforward process where you just create the account and it does it for you. Now, when you're in your browser, once you're logged in with your Google account and have it created, you can simply go to business.google.com. And this will set you up with the sort of front page of Google My Business. It'll say sign in, I'm signed in. Sometimes they make you sign in multiple times. So we're going to search for. Now, it's important for you to know if you have more than one business that you own, if you're an agency or if you own several businesses because you have multiple locations, when you do business.google.com, it'll actually take you to a listing of all the businesses you already own. But for this demonstration, I wanted to show you a fresh account. So I'm using a fresh account that I use for demonstrations that doesn't own any businesses. So it's fairly straightforward. You go right through. It'll ask you what's the name of your business. You want to make sure it's the correct name. My business name is the SEO Help Desk dash, and you can see as I'm typing it in, it's showing up right there. So you can pick it. If it doesn't exist, if you're a brand new business, it'll take you through a separate process. You create a business with this name. So you're actually creating a listing on Google with the information, and you'll provide the information for them. For if it's, and I'll try to show you both, but if it's already there, you can just pick it from the list if that's accurate. Or even if it isn't accurate and you want to create it and then once you claim it, you can change the information. Sometimes it's better to change stuff that's slightly off than to create another listing, because having a lot of duplicate listings or slightly different listings can actually confuse the search engine, so they're not sure which is correct. So you can see here this listing has already been claimed. That makes sense because I own it with a different account. If someone owns your listing and you don't know who it is, then this can be very frustrating. And in the past, it's been very difficult to claim that. However, now you can actually request access. So the first thing I would recommend if someone does own your listing, or if you owned your listing and you don't remember where it is, you can request access. And it'll actually give you these options. What it'll do is it will tell the current owner via email who you are and why you're requesting access. If you want ownership, which if you own the business you probably do, or if you just want to manage it. If you're an agency or something like that that's just helping, or a marketing agency, you may just want to manage it so that you can post for them, that kind of thing. So I'm going to request management ownership and say that I'm an agency. And with that, you'll actually put Giorgio Skillings as the name of my dog, so that I just use the account as my contact name. Your phone number is 732, and this is my business phone number. You put your phone number in there, and this way the person getting the email, if there is a person there, can see who you are and decide then, because they're going to get the option of allowing you access to the account or not. Now, if no one ever responds, I believe it's currently 7 to 10 days they'll give it, and then they're supposed to come back and possibly grant you ownership. And there are ways that can prove that you own the business, such as having an email at the domain, which is fairly new. In the past, the main ways were they would send a PIN code to you via postcard to the address of the business. This could be frustrating because a lot of times postcards would get stuck in the mail and people would think it's garbage mail or whatever, and it gets thrown away. And sometimes I've worked with clients where it's taken 2 or 3 times before they find the postcard and get us the postal code so that they can own it. The other way they'll do it, which is immediate, is by phone, but in that case you need to actually prepare the business owner. They have to be there and ready because it's actually immediate. Google will call and you put in a PIN code like a second after you hit the button. So sometimes that's difficult if you're an agency because often the person answering the phone doesn't know what's going on, or it's just hard to set that up. So the email possibility is much better, and that's recently been added. I'm not sure if it's on every listing, but recently I've been seeing it regularly, so that's good. But anyway, you submit, and as you see here, we've sent a request for management to the current owner. If you haven't received a response from them in the next 7 days, you'll be able to verify your affiliation with the business to gain access. So that will bring it back to just verifying ownership again, which is something you would do if it was a new business, like I was saying with email associated with the account, and you see I just got the email to my email address requesting access. So it's interesting that you can see that there. So now, if we go back again, let's try this again and look at it as if it's a new business. So we are going to, we'll say you can be found instead of the SEO help desk, just as an example. So since this is a brand new business, and now I'm not going to go through this all the way because I don't want to create a duplicate listing for myself. You would put in your address. Now this is important because deliver goods and services to my customers. This tells Google whether you're what's called a service area business, like an electrician, locksmith, something like that. They actually go out to their customers, and you have a service area. If you're a business like a restaurant or something like that that is at your location, that's more a specific address, and the address is more important there. The address is always important, but it'll actually show the address. So I'm more of a deliver goods and services to my customers, but you can pick whichever applies to your business. Hide my address. So again, it's not a store. And you have that choice. Next up, so it's going to correct again to try to make sure it's not creating a duplicate listing. Now, if nothing comes up, you won't have to go through this. Now, it's going to ask you a number of questions about your delivery area, your business, that kind of thing. I deliver in person with region, deliver in person within distance of business. So this is all dependent on what your business is. Now, I can service anyone in the US. I have clients all over the country. But for this exercise, we'll just throw something in there to give it information. What kind of business do I run? So this is going to be your category. You can add, once you have it published, you can actually add other categories. I would be an internet marketing service, but there are all sorts of different categories in there. An important thing to note when you start doing posts and services, list everything in there because Google will use that as a factor in when people are searching for. So if people are searching for very specific services you offer, even if that's not necessarily a category, for businesses on the categories, Google may see on your Google My Business page that you talk about that and make you relevant for it. So I'm not going to go through this whole process for a new business, but you basically just go through that, answer all the questions, and then you will have to claim it via email, phone, or postcard, whichever makes most sense to you. If you have a email address on your domain that attaches to your business, that's the easiest way to do it, but just do whatever works best for you. Fill out the information. Be as thorough as possible because everything that you can provide helps. It helps the user that finds you with more and more information, and it also helps signal to Google more about your business. Also, be very, very sure to try to bake into your business process to send people to this page and have them leave reviews, because reviews and number of reviews and recency of reviews and the words used in reviews are all big factors in you showing up in searches for what you offer. So run with this, claim your business, make sure your business is claimed and your information is thorough. Add pictures, add videos, which is a recent thing that you can add. Everything you can to enhance your business listing, because Google is keeping more and more people on the search engine results page and not sending them to your business. So you want to make this representation of your business as an entity on Google as thorough and attractive as possible to get people to call or to contact you directly from your Google My Business listing. Hopefully this was really helpful to you, and you can use this going forward. Thank you.